So if you have blocks for this morning's practice is definitely helpful, but it's, once again, we can kind of just modify as much as you need and move through the practice to make it feel good and be open-minded to just moving a little, little different. So start at the top of your mat, split your feet apart, hips width distance, and fold over yourself. Now I know this can be, kind of rusty for a lot of us. So bend your knees significantly and create almost like a shelf for your stomach to rest on. And you can have your elbows hooked and really get heavy in your arms. I mean, my legs are so much bent that it's almost like I'm sitting down, right? And that's okay. Let the head go. Take a giant breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, drop down into the forward fold. And if you feel that your body is clenching, I can feel my body is clenching. See if you can just relax into the sensation that your body is creating right now. Move the weight more forward into the balls of your feet. Relax your shoulders, relax your face, relax your jaw, and drop down. Draw your belly subtly into the back of the spine. And just link breath. That's all you need to do. Switch the grip. Opposite elbows cross. Just let the head go. Move a little bit more weight forward into the balls of the feet. And if it's too much, you can always drop your hands down to the floor. Yeah, you want to try and breathe your hips up off your body like we do in a down dog. So a lot of things that we do show up in pose to pose. I always think it's kind of neat to find the similarities. Get a little heavier in your upper torso as you let it drop closer towards the toes. Keep your legs the way that they are. Reach your arms back and just loosely clasp your hands behind your back and drop your arms up and back down towards the floor. So just clasp hands. If something funky is going on with the shoulder, you could just do this loosely and have your hands resting on your low back just to get a little bit of a shoulder opener. But stay in the forward fold, just a few more breaths. Wherever you are with this bind, just back out a tiny drop and then just switch the grip one more time, opposite thumb, opposite baby finger, and then drop down. Two more. If your mind is yelling at you, breathe. If your body is yelling at you, breathe. Release the clasped hands, slide your hands to your hips, come halfway up, pause. Yeah, bend your knees and then come the rest of the way up and then just stand up for a second. It's like a head rush. Yeah, stand with your arms open, palms facing forward. Let the shoulders draw down the back. And you may choose to start with your feet apart or together today. It doesn't matter. Slide the arms straight up towards the sky. Your hands are shoulder width distance in this version. And then exhale, bend your knees and fold into yourself. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Hands can also slide to the front of the shins, is a little bit more softer. Exhale, fold again into yourselves. Ground your feet. Root to rise, anchor, come all the way up. You want to keep a little bend behind your knees. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Just a few times to kind of connect, okay? Slide the arms up, reach up big. Dive softly over bent knees. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare or hand slide to your shins so the shoulders draw down the back. Exhale, fold into yourself again. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor, do it slow. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms, connect to yourself, reach up big. Dive again over bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. This time plant your palms and take two big steps back to a plank. Two big steps to get you to the back of the mat to a plank position. Good. When you arrive in your plank, set up your hands, make sure that the index fingers are forward. Ground down, broaden across the upper shoulder blades. You got to kind of dig down a little. Draw the belly in. You can always drop your knees if you want to take it a little easier this morning. It's fine. The knees kind of drop behind you though, so it would look like this. And just hold. Connect to a few more breaths. Work on bringing your weight forward. Crown of the head nice and forward, neutral neck. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Plug down. scissor in and hold. Feel the energetic breath running up and down your body. It's kind of neat how it supports the pose. 2 more. Inhale through your nose, sustain. Exhale, support. 1 more giant breath in. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. So as you find your first down dog here, you may need to soften behind your knees if your hamstrings feel tight. I mean, hey, your hamstrings may feel great and you may just want to soften behind your knees. So be open to trying new ways, trying on new things. Breathe your hips up off your shoulders. Spread your toes wide. Let your head go. Try to avoid pushing your body through and really just find a nice long spine if possible. Plug down. These look good. Yeah. The movement of your shoulders is away from you. Yeah. Looks nice, Dara. So the meditation begins. The body, the mind, the breath, the spirit, all that stuff showing up in this little piece of rubber. Roll forward plank. Your down dog to plank probably found its spot now, its sweet spot. Stack your body nicely. Good. Bend your elbows in half if you're feeling like doing push-ups, or just hold plank. So as you bend your elbows in half, you're taking a chaturanga push-up. See if you can hold. Knees can always drop, belly draws in. Re-straighten your arms to a strong plank position. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. 1 more time, roll forward plank. Stack your body nicely. Bend your elbows in half or to a length or an amount that you can support. Draw your belly in. Lead with your heart and chest this time for an up dog. Your up dog, the legs are strong and active. Point your toes, press to your hands. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. We'll keep it simple for the moment. Just putting that all together. Look to the top of the mat. 2 big steps to get you there. Long spine on the inhale. Weight stays forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Anchor. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. So just a few clean sun A's. Stretch the arms straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you. You can plant your palms in step, or you can float through a chaturanga. It's up to you how you want to move. It's your practice. Up dog pulls you through. Legs are strong. Arms and hands are strong. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full exhale, breath out. Look where you want to go, step or float. If you're just stepping, that's fine. I'm stepping right here. Long spine to prepare. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Keep going. Arms reach up. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa, but move with ease. Yep. Up dog slides you through, or baby cobra if you're not feeling the up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine to prepare. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms reach up, go a little bigger, a little bolder. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth, so you're not jamming into your low back, everyone. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take your feet the width of the mat. Just try this on. It may not work for everyone. And bring your hands, your thumbs sort of together. So your feet are the width of the mat and my hands are together. My thumbs touch. So I've got my shoulders are a little closer together, which is okay for this variation. And your feet are wide and begin to feel the outsides of your legs getting a nice stretch. Keep the position of your hands and feet and then try rolling forward to a plank. So it's like tighter positioning of your hands. My thumbs are together. My fingers are still facing forward. I still can plug down and move my shoulders apart, but my feet are wide. Yeah. Draw the pelvis and the core neutral and plug in. Plug in and up, hold. Inhale the breath, exhale, sustain. So just taking on this plank a little different. Ride out the exhale breath and bring more weight forward onto your tippy toes. Inhale the breath, exhale, plug down and hold. One more big breath in, hips up and back, down dog, just like this. Don't move the hands and the feet quite yet. Again, roll forward plank. Yep, roll forward plank, funky plank. Keep your left hand where it is. You're gonna roll to the outer blade of your left foot. So my feet are gonna be wide into this funky side plank. You can always modify or go back to the original version. Right arm up. Lift from your hips. My right leg is kind of supporting and it can turn forward a little and it's more in a warrior two positioning. Lift from your bottom hip, slide the right arm up, look up a little higher. Look to the floor. When you come back to the plank, thumbs together, feet to the width of the mat. Do it slow. So now lean onto your right hand, roll to the blade of the right foot. You have to turn your left toes in a little and then stack the left arm up. Lift hips. Yeah, so it's a little different. The feet are definitely wide apart, which is going to give a little bit more stability. Plug the right hand down, lift from the bottom hip. The two hips stay stacked and then drive the left arm up. Look up a little higher. Look to the floor. As you come back to the plank, the thumbs meet and the feet go wide. Do it slow. Good. Hips up and back, downward facing. Walk your hands and your feet back to a regular downward facing dog. Then look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to a long spine again. Yeah, step your left foot way back to the back of the mat. So the left foot's gonna step back and you're gonna walk your right foot over to the right. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Yep. Slide your arms straight forward like you're hugging a block and pause. So you're gonna be in this hovering holding position. So we just activated the core in that version of side plank. So we can start to move things along here. If this is too much, you can always drop your knee and support the pose. Good. Ground through your legs, grip your right hip in strong, press firm through your feet, and then start to lift from your hip points straight up, crescent lunge. Looks nice, ladies. Sit deep into your front right thigh. You can always soften your back left leg if you feel like you're dumping into your low back. So make little subtle movements that work. Fix your eyes on something. I like to look at the molding. I feel like it's the perfect spot on the ceiling. I'm not looking straight up towards the ceiling. I have a tendency to drop my neck back then. So looking at the space, kind of where the wall and the ceiling connect. Reach a little higher with your upper torso and ground the lower half of the body. Hands come to frame your front foot. Come to your fingertips. Keep your right foot where it is. Spring your left foot forward, and now the feet are going to be hips width. Long spine on the inhale breath. You're right at the top of the mat. Keep the long spine. Step your right foot way back, way back. Yep, so big step back. Be on your fingertips. You want about hips width distance from your left foot and your back right foot. Good. Slide your arms forward and pause. So you're hovering. Really hug your left hip in strong. Activate the sides of your obliques and core. Fire up your right thigh and hamstring. Press firm through your feet and legs, and then start to bring your torso up. So as you bring your torso up, you may need to kind of work out the kinks. Soften the right knee just a little bit if you feel like your hip points need to lift up. I just looked out the window and there's a little kid going like without brakes on his bike straight down the hill, and you see the father, the grandmother pushing the stroller, chasing the kid. Only during home yoga you see this stuff. Reach the arms up, grip the hips in, sit a little deeper. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Pause, spring your right foot forward, hips width distance. Come to the fingertips, long spine, keep that length. Step your left foot back. Pause in this low lunge. Grip your right hip in, turn your back foot strong. So you're setting up your legs for warrior one here. Grip the right hip, sweep the arms back this time. Left thigh wraps forward, left ribs turn. Strong hugging in of your right hip underneath you. Press firm through your feet and then come up, warrior one. So when I come up to warrior one like this, sometimes I have like a little bit more space. I call it wiggle room to slide the right foot forward. So try that on. And then with that wiggle room, My left ribs can turn a little towards the front edge. Ground through the back foot. That's where you're going to get a lot of kind of grounding and support. Sit a little deeper. Good. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Keep your right foot where it is. Spring your left foot forward, about hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale. Keep that extension. Slide your right foot a big step back. Pause. So first you start in the low lunge. You hug your left hip in strong, ground your left foot, and then turn your back foot on its angle. Notice what happens. Your left butt, Tracy, likes to go out. So hug it in and then reach your arms back and hover. Use the outer blade of your back foot. Press firm to get out of the arch. And then there's movement of those right ribs forward as you press down and then rise up, warrior one. When you come up to this warrior one, notice if you have a little wiggle room with your front foot to kind of slide it forward. And then with that, grip your left hip in strong and turn the right ribs a little forward. Breathe. Stay with the breath. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Keep the left foot where it is. Spring the right foot forward, hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale breath. Pause. Step your left foot back, straight back. Keep your right foot where it is. This time, turn your back foot on a strong side. Reach for a block. Right hand to the inside of the right leg and the left arm up. So you're setting up yourself for a B variation of extended side angle from the ground up. Lean back into it a little and angle your left leg like you did in that side plank we just did a moment ago. And just have your arms like side plank. Yeah. And breathe into your collarbone, your torso, your chest. Grip your right hip in strong and really make that turning of your bottom rib so your chest gets nice and open. Stay with this. Get a little heavier on your legs and your feet. 3 more breaths. Look to the floor. Frame out the front foot, just move your block to the side, pivot the back heel. So you're back in that lunge. We're kind of getting everything in here. And step your left foot forward, hips width distance. Come to the fingertips, pause, create space, draw your core in a little. Slide your right foot back, big step. Good, keep the left foot where it is. Turn your back foot, you may need to walk it in a little. Angle it, take a block to the instep of your left foot. Lean back into it and set up for that B variation. Stack the 2 arms on top of one another. Grip your hip in strong and turn your right leg on a strong angle. And then once you find it, breathe and just connect your eyes on something that's not moving. Get a little heavier in your hips and your legs so you can open up. Turn your bottom ribs towards the ceiling. Breathe into your chest and your collarbone. Two more. Look to the floor. Circle the hands down, pivot the right heel, you're back in that lunge. Move the block to the side. Spring the right foot forward, hips width distance. Stay with me, guys. Long spine on the inhale. Keep that length. Keep the right foot where it is. Step your left foot back again. Good. Turn your back foot just like you did into that warrior 2, but this time grab your front shin and pull up into triangle from the ground up. Triangle pose. Just check in and make sure your feet kind of haven't gone crazy and all over the place. If you need a block, you place it to the outside of the calf. You can prop yourself up nice and high. So we stay in this pose, your arms are straight and your legs are straight, but your front leg is never pinned straight. Yeah. Feel like you're moving the pant legging. Soften your shoulders, broaden the arms, look up. Back foot's got a nice strong angle to it. Feel your feet, feel your inner and outer thighs. Look down, circle the hands down, pivot the left heel so you're back in that low lunge. Spring the left foot forward. Hips width distance, long spine on the inhale breath. One more time today. Keep the left foot where it is. Take a giant step back with your right foot. Pause. Turn your back foot strong, almost like you're setting up for that warrior two low. But pivot and fire up your left leg and then pull up on the shin and find your way into triangle from the ground up. If you need to reset, you reset. Stack the arms. Grip your left hip in strong and feel the side of your body zip up. And then breathe into your collarbone, your chest. The growth of the practice doesn't just happen. It's a slow process. It's like baking, it's like cooking. We have to get all of our ingredients. We just got our ingredients and then we can move on. Breathe right here. Fire up from your feet. Feel your inner and outer thighs scissor together. Stay with the breath. Look to the floor. Circle the hands down. Step to a plank. When you arrive in plank, bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Drag yourself through an up dog. Make it smooth. The transition is important. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Land your right foot forward. Turn your back foot strong, warrior one. Come on up. So notice from the back of the mat, it may feel a little different. It may feel better, may feel worse. You may not have an opinion. I recommend that. Hands come to the floor. Move through a vinyasa how you feel, how you wish, whatever it is you're aiming for today. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your left foot forward, turn the back foot strong, grip the left hip, coming up, warrior one. Bring it back down to the floor when you are ready to your version of chaturanga. Upward facing, slide you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a complete full deep breath out. Look where you want to land. Step or float to the top. Long spine right here. Keep that weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. I felt like glue when I started this class, but I feel my body warming up. So I hope you do too. Chair pose. Your feet can be together. They can be a little separated. It's up to you. Drop down into chair though. I know we resist this. Move your seat back, move the weight into your heels, and then press up to stand, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, let's put it together. Arms reach up, sit deep into chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Pull yourself through a smooth up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your right foot forward, turn the back foot strong, warrior one. Bring it back down to the ground, vinyasa or not. Legs are strong and up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Now you're just moving and grooving. Bring it back down to the floor. You can also just go to a down dog and hold there, because that's where we're going and that's where we'll meet. Take a deep breath in. Take a full, deep, loud exhale breath out. And then look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Press to stand. Drag those hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, reach the arms up. We're not going to go crazy with these. Sit deep into chair. Drive your heels down and move your weight back. There you go. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog, smooth. Nice, Dara. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. Bring it back down to the floor, vinyasa or not. Sometimes you're just not into the push-ups. That's cool. From your down dog, land your left foot forward, turn the back foot, warrior one. Good, bring it back down when you are ready. Everyone's moving a little different, it's okay. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Feel your hands plug down. Feel your hips lift high. Let your head go. Look to the top, step or float. Long spine when you arrive. Exhale, fold. Sit deep into chair. There's a natural little curve in your low back, guys. Yeah. Press up to stand. Drag those hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Last one of these. We're actually going to do a little different. Slide the arms up. Sit deep into chair. Keep us interested. Dive over, bend knees, forward fold, let the head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float, however you want to get there. Nice, meet me in a down dog. Land your right foot forward, turn the back foot. You're coming to warrior one, you're gonna hold though. Warrior one and we hold. It's feeling a lot different than when we started, hopefully. Yeah. Drive down through your feet. Make sure your ribs are turning so your whole torso is facing forward. Drop your arms for a moment. Fire up the sides of the triceps. Grip your hands and interlace your hands. Yep, loose or tight depends on you. Broaden across the upper shoulders. Plug down and sit a little deeper into your front thigh. Grip your right hip in and then come forward for humble warrior. So as you come down for humble, keep in mind, you can just simply rest your stomach on or near the front of your right thigh and really focus on the alignment, keeping your torso, your hips, everything moving forward. You may choose to get in there and snuggle with your right leg. Your right shoulder will wrap in. Your left side of your body is still turning forward though, it's not opening up. And maybe your clasped hands can drop down and you can get a little bit deeper of a shoulder opener. It's up to you. Grip the right hip in strong. Keep anchoring your left leg and the muscles around your left kneecap. So that would be your quadricep. And just breathe now. Wherever you've chosen to go, you're going to come up halfway and pause. Slide your hands to your hips. So you're just in this hovering position. Left hand's going to stay on the hip and the right arm's going to reach forward. Mine's reaching for my TV, right? I'm going to reach for the block, stay close to the floor and come up to a half moon. So I'm going to float up to my half moon without trying to hit my head into the table here. My block is directly underneath my right shoulder. And then the left arm will extend up. It's difficult to get in from this position because we're used to doing it a different way. Grip the right hip in. And if you fall out or you need to go to the wall, utilize support. Right foot must stay forward. Left leg is as high as your left hip. And then once you find it, settle in and breathe. Shavasana is always there if you want to take it. Side body long, look up with your eyes. Continue to hug your right hip in. Stay with this a little longer. Good. Look down with your eyes. Transition slow, both hands to square to the floor. Square your hips, slide your feet together to touch, sit into chair. When you come to chair, feet are together or a little separated, up to you. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale that breath, hook the elbow. I'm going to turn towards the right. So I'm going to hook my elbow in, and I'm going to have my hands in prayer as I look right and maybe even look up. Make sure your feet, your knees, your shins, everything stay gathered together. And then broaden the collarbone and the chest, maybe even open up your arms, but keep moving your weight into your heels as you squeeze your legs strong. Stay with it. Stay with the legs strong. Pull around to chair. Chair. Breathe into your chair, weight in your heels. Shoot up to stand with your arms straight up. So you're just kind of in the standing position. Your arms are straight up. You're anchoring your feet. Stand on your left leg and draw your right knee up. So just bend your right leg in half and just do this much. So you're just drawing the right leg in, flexing the right foot, and envision like you have a block in between your hands and you're drawing that energy up. Your arms are not bending, they're hugging in. So keep all that and then grab your big toe if you want to move on. Keep the left arm up though. And then if you grab your big toe and you want to move on, hinge the leg forward. All these things are optional. Draw the right shoulder down the back. Keep the energy from the left foot through the left quadricep to the left hand. We haven't dropped it at all. And then maybe look towards that molding. Soften the right hip. Yep, stay with it. If you grabbed your big toe, get out the way you went in, rebend the leg. Keep the lift of the right thigh and extend your right arm up. Energetically reach, really create that support. So it's a very slow transition. You're gonna move through a warrior three, arms forward or arms back. It's just a moment. And then step back, warrior one. Warrior one. And it didn't work, it didn't work. You can always go to a down dog and reset. But come to warrior one and hold. Yeah, drop your arms. Thank God. Yeah, interlace them behind the back, opposite grips. You can go loose if your shoulders don't feel great. You can go a little straighter with your arms if you're okay. Steer your left hip, hug it underneath you, right ribs forward. Inhale, exhale, come down, humble. So reminding you, you can go more for the option of stomach just kind of softly landing towards the top of the thigh, resting on it, yeah, or hugging in. But either way, same thing is happening. Right side of the body is moving forward, anchoring your right foot strong and gripping your left hip in. And then see if you can let your head go and maybe drop your hands a little more. And then when you start to feel, like you start to feel a little burning, a little sensation, try to breathe more into that. Two more. Come up halfway, pause. Steer your hips back. Slide your hands to your hips and pause again. Good. Right hand on hip, left arm slides forward. Activate your left arm strong. Reach forward. Keep all that energy. Stay close to the floor, gripping your left hip, and float up half moon. Half moon. Some days it's a dream. Other days it's like, we don't even know what's happening. Lift from your inner thigh. Stack the two arms. So if it feels good and you want to add in and you add it in on the other side, go for that half bind or just work on balance and breath. Keep gripping that left hip in strong. Find ease in the pose. It's okay for the posture just to, you know, kind of feel like, I got this. It's not too hard. It's not too easy. It's just right for today. If you embellished, meet me in a half moon. Transition slow, look to the floor, right hand comes down, square your hips first, and then slide your feet together. So when your feet land together, sit deep into chair. I know you're really excited about it, so it's all about the mindset. Once you sit into your chair, slide your hands to a prayer. Yeah, inhale that breath, hook the elbow, take it to the left. So the goal for me in this pose, and this may help you, don't feel like you're cranking into it, right? See if you can do the pose and use less energy to do it. Like maybe don't go as deep or as intense into the posture, but just focus on the alignment of it and making sure you're set up. Weight in your heels, legs strong, spine strong and long. And then you go from there. Maybe your gaze looks sideways, maybe it looks up, maybe open up your arms. Dig down. 2 more. Strong in those legs. Pull around to center chair. Dig your heels down. Yeah. Press all the way up to stand, but don't drop your arms. Keep your arms straight up. Feel your triceps wrap in and really energetically reach up. Keep standing on your right leg. Draw your left leg in. So you may choose just to do this. This is great. This is going to create support, stability. Stay with this. Keep the right arm reaching up. Try not to drop it. Take your left arm, reach it forward, and maybe you're grabbing the front of the knee, maybe you're grabbing the big toe. Seamless transition. Stay with this. Keep reaching up with your right arm, ground your right thigh. Extend the left leg forward if you're moving on. My left leg never goes pin straight, so I can keep a little bend and work on my pelvis neutral, my hips forward, and my shoulder drawing back into the socket as I continuously reach up with my right arm. So wherever you are, bent leg, straight leg, half bend, doesn't matter. Alignment first. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine, straight up towards the sky. Don't drop your right arm. Just rebend the leg if it went straight. Good. Keep the left leg bent in half. Don't let the leg drop. Reach the left arm up. So we came back to where we started. Draw the belly in. Reach up strong. You're going to move slow through a warrior 3. It's very brief, arms forward or arms back. And then you're going to take a giant step back to a crescent lunge. Personally, I need to bring my hands down and walk my right foot over. And then I come back up. Good. If you got it, good for you. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow. Take it to the right now. So as we begin to twist deeper here, activate your right hip. Squeeze your inner and outer thighs together. Nice, Maria. Activate that back leg. And then it's like a feeling like you're leaning back a tiny bit. Crown of the head is lining up with your back heel. Yeah. Grip the inner and outer thighs in. Stay with it. Good. Look to the floor, place both hands down and pause. If you have a block, use it now. You may even need 2. The block goes out in front of you. We're moving to revolved Ardha Chandrasana. If this is not for you today, you'll use 2 blocks and pop up to a warrior 3. This is totally acceptable. If you're feeling good and you want to go for the twist, back leg is set up like warrior 3. Block underneath the shoulder. Right hand can come to the flat part of the back, and then you can revolve open if you feel ready. So anything works. If you're just kind of here and you're like, this feels really good for me, I want to stay active, I'm working my core, I feel lifted in my torso, then do the version with both hands on 1 or 2 blocks and just keep your body here. If you're working deeper, keep activating your top leg. You can even play with pointing your toes. Wrap the top arm up and then look up. Stay with it. 2 more. Look down, take both hands to the ground. Step your feet together. Stay with me, guys. Sit into chair. Wrap your left leg around. Wrap your left arm under. Left leg, left arm for eagle. Yep. Wrapping your arms, wrapping your legs. It's like you're in a little chair. Stick your butt back. Squeeze your arms and legs. And pick something to focus on. Definitely nothing that's moving. So the kid riding the bike down the street is probably not a good dristy point for me right now. Right. Release and go right to the other side. So now it's your right arm and your right leg, and you're standing on your left foot. Yep. Squeeze down the center line of the body. Stick your butt back. Weight should be in your heel. Squeeze tight. Squeeze the legs, unravel your arms, press to stand with your right leg up. You're standing on your left leg. Draw the right leg back, crescent lunge on the left side. You got it. Hands come to prayer. If you need to reset, you do it. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, take it to the left. Activate the back leg. If you feel like your legs are toast, drop your knee. There's no reason to go too deep. And then get in there. Lean back a little. I know as I get sad in this pose, my back leg gets kind of sad. So squeeze all the muscles around your glute and your hamstring and try not to run away from it. A little bit more. Good. Look down, place both hands to the floor, pause. Yeah, we get ourselves together. Then look forward and see if you can move into your revolve version. Lift up the back leg and begin to open. If you're just going to the hands to the floor, stay very active. Yeah. You can try pointing your back right toes. That may help you out. We'll try a different transition this time. It may or may not work, but we can give it a whirl. Lengthen and lift a little higher, twist a little deeper. Lean back a tiny bit, look up. Look down, take both hands to the floor, pause. So you know we're gonna go into an eagle pose here with the right leg wrapping. If you wanna try and transition right into it, good. Move slow, soften your left leg, and then see if you can slide right into it. Right leg wraps, right arm wraps underneath. If you're like, that just did not happen in a happy way, you just reset. Squeeze everything nice and tight. Good. Sit a little deeper. And then one more time, release and go right to the other side. Wrap the arms, wrap the legs. You're now standing on your right leg. Squeeze those arms and legs nice and tight. So a little different here, guys. Unravel your arms, unravel your legs, sit deep into chair, and sit really low so your butt hits the ground. Slide your hands down onto the floor, just like this, so your chest is lifted, and lift your legs up. If your hands can't get flat, you can tent them. You can slide something underneath them. I want the legs bent and the toes flexed. You're creating this energetic kind of movement of your legs moving towards your chest. You should not feel any pain in your low back. You should feel this in your core. Good. Keep the neck neutral. Now you're going to slide into Ardha Navasana. That's going to look a little different for everybody. The most intense version is everything hovering with the hands down, scooping out the belly. The less intense, the legs kind of work their way up. The least intense, so the legs will be up at a 90-degree angle. This is still challenging. Scoop out the belly, flex the feet wherever you are, press the hands firm. Keep pressing your hands down. Navasana with the hands down. Navasana with the hands down. Bend your legs to do it. Yeah. Good. Lift the torso, broaden the collarbone. Again, Ardha Navasana, hover, a version that works. Hands down. Scoop out the belly, look towards the sky. Navasana, pull yourself up. One more, Ardha. Hover. Navasana, pull yourself up, stay with it. Reach your arms forward. Cross your ankles, step or float, vinyasa. Wasn't that fun? The up dog's gonna feel good. Pull your chest through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. In your down dog, drop your forearms for a forearm down dog dolphin pose. Yep. Walk your elbows in a little. So dolphin pose, palms flat, head soft. Breathe your hips up. You can stay here. You can work into a forearm plank. You can go to the wall and go upside down. Yeah, forearm plank, inversion, dolphin pose. Just breathe your hips up. One single leg lifts. Perfect. If you're in a dolphin, just make sure your head isn't resting on the ground. Good. Come down and rest if you need to. You're going to give it about another 30 seconds of something upside down. So if you're okay where you are, see if you can stay. If not, you take a second and then you go up again, either a forearm plank. If you went upside down, everyone's going to meet in a forearm plank. So see if you can work yourself there, forearm plank. Spread the palms, spread the collarbones, engage the navel, keep the neck neutral. 5 more breaths in forearm plank. We got this. Good. Lower all the way to your belly. Yeah. Hit the floor with your forehead down. So a little different today. Sometimes I do this kind of separate legs, belly down stuff. What I want you to do is reach your arms back like you're going to go into a lotus, but keep your arms close to you. Okay. So just reach your arms back and activate them, lift them up off the ground. Keep your forehead down for a second. Your feet could be about hips width together or all the way together. Bend your right leg up like you're going to butt kick yourself. Interlace your hands around your right ankle. So just your right ankle, kind of like a golf or tennis grip. You can't use that. A strap would be useful here if you can't get your ankle. Gather the shoulder blades together. Lift your torso. Keep your left leg down. Activate your right thigh and give your upper body a little bit of a lift. Keep your neck neutral. You should feel the squeezing of your shoulder blades. If you can flex your right foot, your right thigh is going to lift up only about an inch. Hold. Keep the left leg strong, point your toes. Broaden the chest and the collarbone and just look up a little with your eyes without the neck going back. Release, forehead down. Arms alongside the body, pause. Lift your arms up away from the ground. Bend your left leg up like you're butt kicking yourself. Reach for your ankle. Both hands is what I'm looking for. If you can only do one, that's fine. If you need to use your strap, that's fine. Point your right toe so the top of the right foot stays down. Gather the shoulder blades together. Lift your shoulders and your chest up. Flex your left foot. Left thigh is going to lift a little bit, not too much. Keep the pelvis neutral. Give it a little more energy. Stay with it. Good. Release. Let it go. Hands slide next to your like kind of lowest rib belly button area. Pull yourself through an up dog right here. Activate your legs strong. Lead with your heart and chest and press your hands firm. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. I'm like almost off the mat from doing that. Okay, I'm going to find my way back to the mat. And then right here in my down dog, I'm going to glide my right knee forward and come into a half pigeon, solely because it's just going to feel good at this point. Fold forward. A minute on each side. I'll just be quiet and let you enjoy. Moving through a down dog, just switch sides. Just step through a down dog and slide your left leg forward. Half pigeon left side, about 60 seconds. Let your body just melt. Use the strength of your body, start to pull yourself up. Do it slow, kind of stay in the yoga trance. Lean onto the left side, swing the right leg forward. Take your blocks with you if you know you need them. We're going to move into just a few back bends before you go to rest. So set up your feet hips width and then lay down on your back. So setting yourself up here, fingertips skim the backs of your heels and feet are hips width distance. Lift the tailbone up and then interlace your hands underneath you and kind of shimmy the shoulders. Plug the sides of the triceps down. Yeah, and breathe your hips up as you anchor your feet down. So traditional bridge pose right here. There's kind of a shimming of the shoulder blades, so you create the back bend there. Exhale the breath, lower down. So as you lower your tailbone down, take a breath in, take a breath out. Set up for your next one. You may choose the same option if that feels good. You may choose to go a little more yummy with a block underneath your tailbone for supported bridge, or you may go for a full wheel. Depends how you feel, what you need. Flip your palms if you're going for full wheel. Chin towards chest. Take a giant breath in, and then on that exhale breath, you try and come up. You can also create, I can't see Tracy's whole block, but I see her fingers up and she's creating most likely robot arms. This is a great way to take bridge. So you plug the back, the shoulders in, and then you lift up, and it's almost like you're hugging a block. Wherever you are, breathe from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. Lift a little higher, keep the thighs turning down and under. Exhale the breath, lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One final one. Inhale that breath. Exhale, bring yourself up. So however you feel you're going to get the most out of this final back bend, go for it now. Full wheel, supported bridge. Thinking about bridge, thinking about wheel. Lift a little higher. Maybe the legs go up. One leg, the other leg. No legs. And then wherever you are, on the exhale breath, we release out. So tuck the chin, lower the tailbone, and start to move yourself down. When you hit the mat, so for today, take your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees knock in. Yeah, I like this. It just kind of neutralizes the low back. Good. And then take your feet the width of the mat and point your knees straight up. And then drop your knees to the right. So my right leg goes right alongside my right hip. My left leg is going kind of down on an angle. Take the right ankle and cross it over the left thigh, kind of like an ankle to knee. And then tee the arms open and look a little to the left. Yeah. So if you're lost, you could always just take a supine twist, totally fine. So before you just pop out of it, let your right foot or move it up off the thigh and then take the feet flat and point the knees towards the sky. So my feet are wide and my knees are up. Drop the knees to the left. So my left leg is pretty much in line with my left hip going left. My right leg is moving down on an angle. I'm going to take my left ankle now and on top of my right thigh, kind of like ankle to knee, kind of pushing this thigh down. Tee the arms and maybe look a little to the right. Good, and then to get out, let the foot slide off the thigh first, and then rock yourself up. Slide the leg straight out, and then find your way to rest. Shavasana, complete rest. We've done enough stuff today. Complete rest. The final song on the playlist, the lights off, a blanket on, whatever you need. Just make yourself comfortable for the next minute or two. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just be. Take a full deep breath in. Complete it with a full exhale, breath out. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Move with ease. Bring your arms up over the top of the head. Maybe reach, maybe stretch. Hug your knees to your chest. Do what feels good. This practice was for you. And bring yourself up when you are ready and into a seated position. And just sit up nice and tall. So Shavasana is our master pose. It is our most advanced posture. Who would have thought that, right? Bring the hands to prayer, bow your head for a second. Just feel this practice in your body, hopefully bringing strength, calmness, clarity, all the good stuff. And I'll bottle that up and keep it tight. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys. Always a pleasure. Have a great afternoon, and I will see you Saturday.